Hello friends, welcome to Acharya 90 FM Your Own Radio. Myself Tejaswini. Today in a guest interview, we have invited Mr. Nilkantha Chaya sir. He is from Ahmedabad, and we have our Principal Madam of Architecture, Ma'am Alka Tawari ma'am. Both of you, I welcome you to Acharya 90
Thank
FM
you.
studio. And today we will, sir will be talking about and inspiring about our students regarding their future aspects, and he'll be telling us what the choices should be done by the architect students. We had a function in our college, a convocation function of architecture students. So I think sir will be put more light on the subject. So over to you.
Yes, architects, like everybody else in the world,
Yeah.
are now faced by a kind of Y junction. On one side, we can go on with things as we have been doing before, making big things, removing things, building huge dams, doing all kinds of things to nature, trying to control nature. And on the other side, there is a possibility that we start being very friendly with nature, or we start being friendly to ourselves really, because if we take care of everything, then only we are going to survive. So this Y junction can be told in two stories. There was a very small fish, and as you know, the rule of the world is that the big fish eat the small fish. So Manu wanted to save the small fish, and so he took the fish and put it in a pot of water. And then, of course, the fish kept on growing because it was eating. Manu was giving food, and it grew, and it became too big for the pot. So Manu took it out of the pot and put it into the pond. And it kept on growing, it became bigger, and the pond was then too small. So Manu took it and put it in the river. And finally it was still growing because it was getting lot to eat, and then it was too small, too big for the river. So Manu finally had to put it in the sea. And in the sea, Manu could not protect him. Earlier, Manu was protecting him. But now he could not, because there were bigger fish in the sea. And as the law of the sea is, the big fish eat the small fish. So in the end, this fish could not be saved because it was growing. So the thing was, the bigger it grew, the more dangerous life was for it. The more ambitious it was, the more greedy it was, the more dangerous was life. And something similar has perhaps happened to human beings. But then there is another story which is also very nice. It's the story of a parrot. And there was a very beautiful parrot with green wings and red beak and so on, and it used to love living in the forest. And one day it was flying over the forest, and it saw that there was a huge fire below, and the forest was on fire, and all the creatures which lived in the forest were also being affected by the fire, and perhaps they would die. And the parrot felt very sorry for them, and the parrot then said, "What can I do?" And it was a small parrot, remember. So it went to a river, it dipped itself in the water, flew back and flapped its wings, and a few drops fell. And it kept on doing that again and again. And the gods who were sitting up, they looked at this parrot and said, "What a stupid creature. With these two drops, how will a fire be ever extinguished?" So the gods laughed. But one of the gods was curious, and he came and told the parrot, "Listen, this work is useless. Whatever you are doing you will not be able to put out the fire." And the parrot said, I don't know about that, but I think it is the right thing to do, and therefore I am doing it. And therefore then the god was moved to tears because of admiration for this wonderful soul which wanted to do the right things.
Right.
And the god had come in the form of an eagle, and the god burst into tears. And when a god has tears, it's like a huge tornado.
Like a flood, yeah.
Yeah, it's a flood. And so the fire in the forest was put out. And so small things, tiny actions, when done with right understanding
Intention, yeah.
and intention, perhaps have some action. And so the moral of this story is not trying to control, but trying to use whatever energy, whatever quality one has to the best of everybody's good. And this is how all architects will also have to think, others also in the world will
Yeah,
have to think
each and every one.
whether they want to take the path of the big fish or whether they want to take the path of the parrot.
Yeah, very fruitful stories, and I would like to request you regarding how you find coming to college and the campus which you loved. So would you put
When I came, I I thought I'm going to Bombay
yeah,
and it will be all built up. And
all big story buildings, yeah.
Yeah. But I found that there were patches of land on which something was being done. And then I found that there was a butterfly garden, and there was rainwater harvesting, and then there were plants being cultivated everywhere. There was a banyan tree. And so I thought, here is a place which has something which they can tell Mumbai that even if you have little land,
Yeah.
you can try to do things. And it can tell other cities as well. And this is a lesson that should spread.
Yeah, definitely. And looking at your personality is like, it remembers me Rabindranath Tagore ji. So I think we our generation couldn't meet Tagore ji. So I think we are really
Well,
very
my
blessed.
generation couldn't either. He was born before we were born. So we
But you
couldn't.
do have the same personalities and same thoughts, I could say.
No, he was a great man. we are parrots.
Yeah.
He was an eagle.
Yeah. Ma'am, would you like to ask some questions? Yeah, please.
सर मैं आपसे ये पूछना चाहती हूँ कि आपकी जर्नी जब स्टार्ट हुई थी एज एन आर्किटेक्ट, तो क्या आपने हमेशा से आर्किटेक्ट बनना चाहा था? और अगर ये इंस्पिरेशन आई थी आपको कि आपको आर्किटेक्ट ही बनना है, तो ये क्यों आई थी?
देखो, इन स्कूल में 3 सब्जेक्ट, एक तो आर्किटेक्चर इसलिए कि मेरे बड़े भाई जो थे वो आर्किटेक्चर पढ़ते थे, गुजर गए, एक्सीडेंट हुआ, नहीं है, आर्किटेक्ट नहीं बन सके। लेकिन जो स्टूडेंट थे तो उनके जो इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स थे, कंपास बॉक्स, पेन्स, कलर्स, ब्रशेस, ये सब देख के एक
You got the inspiration.
हाँ, एक क्या बोलते हैं,
जिज्ञासा हो।
हाँ, एक रोमांच खड़ा होता है। तो मुझे लगा कि नहीं, ये मुझे भी ऐसा करना तो अच्छा लगेगा। तो एक वो आर्किटेक्ट बनने का वो ऐसा था। बट मुझे ज्योग्राफी में भी बहुत इंटरेस्ट था कि क्यों दुनिया में कोई जगह एकदम ड्राई होती है, किसी जगह पे फॉरेस्ट होते हैं, कहीं पानी ऐसा होता है। ये सब मुझे ये जानने के लिए बहुत इंतजारी थी, और मीनिंग आई वाज वेरी वेरी क्यूरियस अबाउट दैट। एंड ज्योग्राफी के साथ आता है ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी ऑल्सो, कि कौन सी जगह में कैसे लोग रहते हैं, उनकी भाषा कैसी है, उनका आर्ट कैसा है, वो भी सब होता है। तो एक वो अदर सब्जेक्ट था, और तीसरा सब्जेक्ट था बॉटनी, क्योंकि जो पेड़ होते हैं, प्लांट्स होते हैं, उसमें कुछ होता रहता है। और आप देखो तो बड़ा एकदम स्लो है लेकिन श्योर है
Yes.
कि कुछ होगा इसमें।
Yes.
तो वो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग फील्ड वो भी है। तो ये अगर मुझे आर्किटेक्चर में एडमिशन नहीं मिला होता तो मैं ज्योग्राफी या बॉटनी में गया होता।
ये बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है सर। जो हम सोलर रेज का मैनिफेस्टेशन इन मटेरियल फॉर्म जो देखते हैं, जो हम प्रकृति में देखते हैं, हम पेड़ों में देखते हैं, हम हमेशा बोलते हैं कि क्या एनर्जी को मटेरियल में ट्रांसफॉर्म किया जा सकता है, क्या एनर्जी मटेरियल है। और जो अब क्वांटम में बात चल रही है कि एनर्जी इज़ नथिंग बट पार्टिकल्स, पार्टिकल्स यानी मैटर हो गया। तो ये सबसे सुंदर तरीके से तो पेड़ों में देखा जाता है, ह्यूमन बींग्स में भी देखा जाता है कि हम एक छोटे सेल से जो वाइब्रेट करता है, वहाँ से हम एक 5 फुट 6 इंच 6 फुट 3 इंच के हम इंसान बनते हैं। और पेड़ों में तो वो बहुत बहुत बड़े रूप में दिखता है कि इतने बड़े बड़े पेड़ वो क्या ले रहे हैं, वो सिर्फ सोलर एनर्जी ले रहे हैं। तो एक एनर्जी का ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन इनटू मटेरियल हमको पेड़ों में ही दिखता है। आज हमारे कॉन्वोकेशन में सर ने जो बातें की थी वो ये बातें की थी कि नेचर का कितना इम्पोर्टेंस है, प्रकृति का कितना इम्पोर्टेंस है, और आर्किटेक्चर जो हर जगह पे है। आप अपनी ज़िंदगी का 99.99% टाइम आर्किटेक्चर के बीच में गुजारते हैं। जहाँ भी आप सड़कों पे चल रहे हैं, आप घरों में रह रहे हैं, आप ऑफिस में काम करते हैं, इंडस्ट्री में काम करते हैं, आप कहीं भी रहें एक्सेप्ट जब आप डीप जंगलों में जाते हैं, वो जगह है जहाँ पे आपको गॉड का आर्किटेक्चर दिखता है, मैन मेड आर्किटेक्चर नहीं रहता। सो आर्किटेक्चर को नेचर से कैसे मिलाना चाहिए और वो कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है हमारे लिए नेचर के करीब रहना, ये चीज़ें आज हमको सर ने बताई हमारे कॉन्वोकेशन एड्रेस में। और सर, इट वाज एन ऑनर टू हैव यू विद अस टुडे। एंड ये रेडियो स्टेशन पे भी हम ये बातें इसीलिए रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों को ये सुनने में आए और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग इन चीज़ों को सुने, समझें और अपने जीवन में किसी तरह से लेके आए। बैक टू यू तेजस्वी।
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Yeah, just like to conclude, Brahma is a creator of earth, so all architects are our Brahmas for us, and a salute to all of you all. And thank you, Nityanand, Chaya sir, for joining us on Acharya 90 FM, and also our principal of architecture, Alka Tawari ma'am, for joining us on Acharya 90 FM. Friends, we'll be meeting up next in the next interview, guest interview. So we'll keep listening Acharya 90 FM, your own radio. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Acharya 90 FM